Okay, I think we're live. I think I'm live. I think so. Everything looks like it's good on my end. So here we are. Welcome everyone. Getting started a little off center here today because this is just it's gonna be an interesting stream because unfortunately I've got to go at it alone tonight, and for some reason my dogs are completely freaking out now that I've decided to push live. So let me see what's going on here. Okay, it seems like everybody's coming in. Candy says audio is good. Thank you, Candy. Yeah, I guess we're here. Here we are. Welcome. Yeah, Lisa is not going to be with us tonight. Hopefully she'll be in the chat with us. She is out of the state at the moment, handling some family business. So it is going to be just me, but we've got plenty of good things to talk about today. We're going to have all kinds of fun, but unfortunately, I've got to start off with some unfortunate news, as if the news that Lisa's not here is not bad news enough. I'd really love to know why my dogs are freaking out like this. You can't hear them, but I can hear them, and it's extremely distracting. Michael St. John, thank you for that. I'm in the middle of going through the game Days Gone again, and the guy in that game his name is Deacon St. John. So every time I see your name, it reminds me of him. Anyway, I don't want to be too silly here in the very beginning, because I've got something very serious to talk about. It has to do with some unfortunate news that we got this morning. I didn't get the news on Facebook, but it was posted on Facebook. Lisa shared it with me because I don't go on Facebook because I don't like Facebook. So listen, when Lisa and I came back to YouTube after our break in September of 2018, one of the first things we did when we came back to the hobby of YouTube, we went to the Aquatic Experience in New Jersey. We documented on video, you saw it. I mean, it was well documented that we went there. Within, 20 minutes of being at that event, we met a couple for the first time that we had never met before. I had never seen them. I think I was involved in a group on Facebook at the time because I still hadn't completely written off Facebook. And I think I may have seen this gentleman in that group, but I didn't know his face. I didn't know what he looked like. When I showed up and we met them, it was my first time ever seeing them, ever meeting them. You understand what I'm saying? But we spent quite a bit of time with them over that entire weekend. And I'm talking about Rob DeFries and his girlfriend, Tracy. And I feel horrible. Her name escapes me. But we met them that weekend and enjoyed their company so much. Just two amazing people. He is a fish keeper. He is a YouTuber, DeFries Aquariums. Candy, I would really, really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind sharing his channel on here. It is DeFries Aquariums. Anyway, we got to know them over that weekend. I kept in touch with Rob through Messenger a few times. He would message me and we would talk about YouTube and we would talk about life and all these kind of things. He became a friend, and Tracy, his girlfriend, and Lisa got very close through Facebook Messenger. They were both sharing their love for bettas, and Lisa helped Tracy get there you go. Racing. Yeah, his channel used to be something to do with racing. I don't know. But anyway, Tracy started a beta sorority. Lisa helped her with that. And they became friends. And Rob and I didn't speak with Tracy after the event, but not for any particular reason, but I did speak to Rob quite a bit. Anyway, Rob posted on Facebook today that Tracy passed away this morning. I'm not going to go into details about it because I don't know how public everything is. and I don't want to make it public, but that was a blow. We knew what was going on with them, with her, and it was something we were following very closely, and today it came to an end. So it's very, very sad. At least I think it was today. Maybe it was last night. I don't know. But we found out about it this morning. And so if you are a religious person, send your prayers to Rob and Tracy's family. She has children. She has grandchildren. It's very sad. I myself am not a religious person, so it would be disingenuous of me to say, thoughts and prayers and all that kind of stuff. But what I will say is, again, not wanting to put out anybody's personal information. She's not in pain anymore. So that's kind of what I am able to get out of it, is that that's over, and that's a good thing. Rob, I'm a friend. If you need a friend, you know where to find me. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So anyway, I gotta move on here, because I want to have some fun today. I want to lighten the mood. It's been kind of grim around here today, as you could expect. Plus I've been home alone all day, which has been kind of boring, kind of a bummer. But anyway, before we continue on, Lisa left a note here last week, because at the very end of the stream last week, we had Laura M. I don't know if there was more to her channel name, but Laura M is what she wrote down. Sent in a $50 super chat right when we clicked end stream. And that is a shame. So we didn't get the chance to shout her out. So Laura, if you are here now, I'll shout you out multiple times on this stream, because I feel bad that we missed out right there at the very end last week. So anyway, shout out to Laura M. Thank you for that. Good grief. I mean, anytime anybody does something like that, doesn't matter of the amount, it is an amazing thing. And it's something that we've never gotten used to. It's still kind of a new thing for us. Like, wow, somebody just gave us money. It's never been something that we've ever gotten used to or think, we don't expect it. That's for sure. Yeah. When mama ain't home, guess what John eats for dinner? But anyway, all right. We got quite a few things to talk about here tonight. First things first, as far as the updates with us go, I always like to do this in the very beginning as we wait for people to show up. Folks, the sharks from Seachem, the Shark ADV filters, you can see one right there on the corner. See it right there? Everything's backwards, which makes it really weird. The Shark ADV filter that I did a video on last week, we have not been able to keep them ever since I did that video. I don't even know how many we've sold. It's been crazy, but it's not a product that is kept on like in huge numbers at distributors. So we've been cleaning them out, like ordering, just send us all that you have. They would come in and then we would sell out within like 48 hours. We do have more on the way. If you are one of those people that is interested in one of those filters, we do have plenty of them on the way. So be on the lookout for that. I will send out a community post when they come in, as well as I will email everyone that has an account on our website. If you don't have an account, I don't have a list of everybody to email. It's all done through the website. So if you're interested in one of those, that's the best way to kind of stay in the loop as far as whether we've got them or not. The next thing, I talked about it last week, we finally got more of the plushies in. These are big sellers, folks. It's surprising how many people buy the stuffed bettas, the stuffed plecos, the stuffed goldfish. It's unbelievable. And we finally got them in. We ordered them. It's not the fault of the manufacturer of these products. It's 100% something happened with the Postal Service. I don't know what it was. They just took 2 weeks to get here. and they finally showed up yesterday. So if you've been wanting to get some of those, but we were out of them, they're in there now. And we even added a couple of new ones. We added a second Cory cat because the Cory catfish sold out in like 5 minutes last time we had them. So there's 2 different Cory cats on there, and we added a rainbow shark. So anybody that is looking for those, now they are there, they are available. And I need to switch up my Wi-Fi here because I need to make sure I know if orders come through while we're talking here tonight, because that's another thing along with super chats and new members and all that I want to shout out during the stream. So I don't think I've taken a breath since we started here, and the beginning of this stream was a little heavy. So the last thing as far as business stuff goes, something that I had in my notes last week to talk about, and I totally forgot. I looked past it and didn't talk about it. We have a new page on the website that is everything beta. And it's just in its infancy stage. There's going to be things like articles and stuff like that on that page, and blog. I don't know if you want to call it a blog. I don't even know whatever, who cares? But there'll be things on there educating about betas, but then also products that we have selected specifically for beta keepers that are on there. Everything beta is on that page. Not everything in the world, but I mean, everything on that page has to do specifically with betas. So if you're a beta lover, check that out. It is there. It's already there. There's not a whole lot on it yet because, we're just getting started here, but it is there. And I'm excited about that because, everybody knows how Lisa is when it comes to betas. So it's there to serve the beta community. That's what it's all about. So if you want to check that out, it is there, and it is going to be an ever evolving page on our website because that's, we want to center the website around new fish keepers. Betas are the number one, at least in my opinion, new fish keeper fish. That's the first fish. It's the gateway fish. So we want to make sure that we can make that as easy as possible for people and have products on there and articles on there and all different kinds of things. I'll have my videos on there, stuff like that, to help with beta keepers. So there you go. That's it for all of the business stuff. Although there is one more update as far as things going on in the fish room here today. If I lean over a little bit, I don't know if you can actually see them, but the 125, Lisa's 125 gallon Discus tank finally has Discus in it, and it has rummy nose tetras in it again. That's what we had in the garage. You may know we had that big catastrophe with the rummy nose, did a water change, and every single one of the rummy nose tetras just died. None of the Discus. There was no problems with the Discus, just the rummy nose. So Lisa went out, I don't know, it was maybe a week or two after that, and bought, I think, a dozen rummy nose, put them in quarantine, and they've been in quarantine ever since. If you follow this channel, you know that happened several months ago. They've been in quarantine ever since. The Discus, when we moved down here, they went into a 75 gallon temporarily, basically because Lisa wanted to get the 125 back established and running and everything good. Because the Discus are so special to her. She didn't want to risk it at all. So she took her time with that tank, and she has just now, I think it was 2 days ago, finally put the Discus back in there, and they are super happy. In fact, there's a pair in there spawning right now. There are eggs in that tank right now. So her plan, I know I've talked about this before, but it's so exciting. So I'm going to keep talking about it. Her plan is to try to grab those the pair and put them back into that 75 that they've been in for a couple of months now, and have them in there by themselves and let them do their breeding thing. We're going to put a cone in there, and we're going to have, it's going to be the special little nursery tank for them because she wants to breed Discus. They're spawning like every 2 weeks, and sometimes even more than that. And when that tank was still upstairs, there was actually 2 breeder pairs in that tank and possibly a third pair, which is outrageous. There's only 10 fish in there. Let me get this. I don't know why my messages are still on here. Okay. That's a message from one of the distributors. So yeah, there could be a couple of breeder pairs in there, but we know there's one right now that's actively breeding in there as we speak. I don't know if you can see them. They're actually in that corner right there is where they're spawning on the glass. And they're keeping everybody over on the other side of the tank. The rummy nose, you probably won't see them. First of all, I'm covering the tank up, but you probably won't see the rummy nose because they're staying over on this end of the tank because the discus are breeding and they don't want anybody over there. So it's interesting. It's fun. And hopefully we can snatch that pair out of there and get them into that 75, and we'll have some discus babies that we can give away, or we can, who knows what we're going to do with them. I'm sure she'll keep a few because sentimental reasons, and maybe we'll give them away. Who knows what we're going to do. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, but it's exciting. Her beta sorority, which is right here, which also has the Harlequin Rasboras. I think there's like 24 Harlequins in there now. There's a bunch of snails, a bunch of Amano shrimp, and I don't know how many betas are in there. Lisa's going to be in the chat soon. She might already be, and she could probably tell how many are in there. I haven't counted them, but we're going to talk about some stuff going into that tank today because that's what's happening here. Now, I hope nobody gets mad at me thinking that I've clickbaited because I didn't. What did I title this stream? Let's talk about an unboxing and going on vacation. So I'm not going to be doing a live unboxing because I don't have any fish to unbox. And I didn't want to mislead anybody. I didn't want to put in their live fish unboxing or anything like that. But I have video footage of Lisa and I both receiving fish. And mine went in this tank here, and hers went in that tank there. And I wanted to share that with you today. Now, my plan all along has been to do a video about that whole thing. That's why we got the footage and all of that. But life gets in the way. Things happen. Everything's moving 100 miles an hour. You start up a brand new website, all this kind of stuff. It's just been one of those things that's kind of flown by the wayside. So what I decided to do was I pieced that all together and I released it to channel members as a members only perk type thing, which that went up today. And so the members got a chance to see that. It's not a highly edited with music and transitions and all that. It's basically raw footage from us unboxing these fish. And I shared it with the members, but now I'm going to share it with you. And what I thought would be fun would be to play the video and I'll kind of commentate. I'll be a commentator. That sounds better. Over top of it. But there is some of us talking in it, talking to each other, which you'll be able to hear, at least I hope. The system was acting a little strange when I was getting everything all set up. I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out, but I know I'm going to have to make some adjustments to the audio when I put this on here. So you'll have to bear with me. But before we do that, let me thank a couple of people here real quick. Monday O'Reilly, you guys are awesome. Thanks for your lovely videos. Thank you so much for the $2. Fish Room Fever with the poop emoji, along with Grumpy Mike's Fish with the poop emoji, getting pooped on a lot today. That's fine. I understand it, and I probably deserve it. Eric Furlow with the almost like ritualistic $10. Happy Thursday, John. Weekly $5 with a little extra for you. How about that? Look at that. That's very sweet of you. And I can't see the last one because YouTube doesn't want me to see it. Let me see if I can scroll back up here. David Samsel, thanks for the live stream. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Even though it's just me. Everybody comes here because they want to see Lisa. Not me, but thank you for coming and hanging out with me. We'll have some fun here tonight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this, but then I'm immediately going to pause it because I think I have to make some setting adjustments here. So let me get this on here. All right. So where did these come from and what did you... Okay. Now, I think what I need to do here first, I need to make an adjustment because For whatever reason, when I play this video, I cannot, there's a feature on this that's echo cancellation. Basically, it's so that my microphone right here doesn't pick up the audio from the computer. But if I do that, then my microphone shuts down. I don't know. So anyway, got a little picture-in-picture action here for you. I haven't figured out the appropriate settings for this. So just to give you a little bit of context here, the reason why, let me put this back on here. The reason why we ordered these fish, first of all, Lisa ordered some fish for herself from Imperial Tropicals. It was the first time we'd ever ordered from them. We knew all about them. I've met Mike a couple times at events. Real good dude. I've watched a bunch of their videos, but we've never ordered from them. Just not for any reason other than we just hadn't. She ordered some shrimp, some snails, and some harlequins because there wasn't enough in there. And so that's what the first box is. But then what happened that day, or no, wait, I think it was the day she ordered them is the day that I lost my rostratus out of this tank, which was my favorite fish. I was brokenhearted. I was all sad. And she, without me knowing, she went upstairs and ordered 4 fish for me, which you'll see in the video. And then we'll talk about, I'll point them out to you. One of them is actually right there, I think. Yep. No, that's not him. Anyway, she ordered 4 fish for me just to make me feel better. And it definitely did. And what also happened is I guess they had updated their inventory, and because she had bought all the harlequins that they had. Well, then when she went back the next day to order my fish, there were more harlequins on there. So she ordered more of those too. So we got fish. Did they come? They didn't come the same day. Her fish came one day, and then the second day, these fish came along with her other harlequins. So anyway, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell that in the video, but just trying to kind of lay it out here for you, why it happened. And yeah, here we are. So let's go ahead and watch it. And I'll pause it periodically just to, add some flavor to it. All right. So where did these come from and what did you order?
I ordered these from Imperial Tropicals. It's the first time I've ever ordered anything from them. And I would have got more, but at the time. Okay.
Is there a big, huge echo with this? Because if there is, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mute my audio and just let the video play. And then at the end of it, then we'll talk about it. But if you could let me know in the chat, was there any echo when that was playing? And I'm going to wait for it before I push play. Somebody let me know. Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? I think we've got like a 15-second delay or something like that. I don't do it on purpose. I think YouTube just does that. Maybe in case anything catastrophic happens. Okay, no echoes. All right, good. Let's play it then.
I only had 5 Harlequin Rasbors, so I got the 5 that they had left. And I got some Amano shrimp to clean up my algae and all the stuff that's going on in the beta sorority tank. And let's see what else. I got some snails, lots of different snails. So excited about that.
Thank you all. Now all
Very
of the messages
nice.
Are coming through. No echo. Thank you.
Yep.
All this time we've been doing this, and they are a specialty African cichlid company. We've never ordered anything from them, which is weird. No reason for that. We just haven't.
Ooh, I'll just go throw everything down. Look at my snails. They look so good. Look how big they are too. Look at that black one. Look at him. He is cute. He's gonna do some good cleaning in here. All of them are. They look so good. So I will acclimate them.
The betas are not in that tank yet, right?
No, because I want to put them in last. Let everybody else get used to being in there first. Here's some more snails. All different kinds.
Wow.
I got the combo pack, which was a little bit of, you know, different colors, not all the exact same ones. I wanted to give it a little bit more variety in there. So.
She's so dramatic. Some variety.
And there's my little mono shrimps, my little cleaners.
These are mono shrimp.
I think I ordered 10.
They
Yeah,
are
I got
huge
10.
now.
And these are good size because they're going to grow in there. They're going to get really fat up in there because I've got a lot of stuff going on.
This was, I think, 3 weeks ago when we got these. It might have even been a month ago. And the shrimp have, I swear, they've doubled in size. Now, Lisa intentionally kind of let the tank go as far as algae and stuff like that goes. And so they had plenty to eat when they went in there. And I think she had 5 or 6 of them already. So there's like almost 20 in there now. And they are all fat and happy, and it's fun. So anyway. Did they all make it okay?
It looks like it. I was looking to see what was floating. Just a little bit of poop. They all look absolutely wonderful. They're very active. Everything looks great. And these are the 5 Harlequin rasboras.
Those are good size.
Yeah, they all look great. Swimming around. Nobody looks upset or sluggish. They look great. So I'm just going to stick them over here in this tent to quarantine for a while, and I'll add them in the 125 after I feel like it's been a good amount of time for quarantining, whether it's a few weeks, a month, 6 weeks.
They're ready to get out. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. It's all such a blur, but I think it was like 3 weeks that they were in quarantine, and then she put them in there, and then a little bit after that she put the betas in there. So yeah, anyway. It's not much real commentary you can do over an unboxing video. So yeah, just some footage of the snails and a little bit of the shrimp. This is where if I was to have been doing a formal video, I would have put some nice music or something like that over it. But here we go with the assortment of snails. They're all over the place now. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere.
They have a feast in here.
And there's one of the shrimps. She will probably add several different types of shrimps to this as we go. But right now, the Amanos, they were put in there to clean up, and boy, did they. They have gotten fat, they have cleaned up, and it's amazing. I do not have any current footage of it, only because Lisa wants to do a whole big video about that. So I don't have footage like that I took of it today, but there will be footage of that coming out very, very soon.
Are you excited to open up your new fish?
There's when I get mine. Excited. This is as much a surprise to me as it is to you all watching. I'm on the screen twice. Isn't that weird?
You're so far away.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ordered anything from Imperial Tropicals. We actually got a shipment from them yesterday that was your fish. Some of these are yours too. And then you put in this order, all for me. Well, there's one thing in here for you, but because I lost a fish in this tank, it was one of my favorites, and you felt bad for me, so you bought me some fish. So this is Imperial Tropicals. They are online. We are not affiliated with them. We don't even know them. But, you know, give everybody a try, right? Heard nothing but good things about them. And I don't even know what is under this newspaper. This is the exciting part. Okay, these are yours because you did not buy me tiny little rasboras. And they are looking good.
Okay.
But we don't care about those today.
She was like, okay, get those out. That's not what this video is about.
Oh my, whatever these are, they're big.
My goodness. Of course they're going to have scientific names. A big old 6-inch red empress. Hello.
Yay!
Absolutely.
You know I like red.
Yes, you do. Didn't I say yesterday we need red? I'm pretty sure I said that. He's gorgeous too. And he's definitely a good enough size. When you see these are listed as 5 to 6 inches, and then you put them up against the fish we have, makes you realize how big our fish are. All right, this guy. Oh my, you know me very well. Albino Taiwan Reef,
Yep.
Yes please. Love it, love it. And he's gorgeous too. Hi. Now, if you're a true fan of KG Tropicals, you recognize that shot that just happened, because I used that as a thumbnail, I think 2 weeks ago on a 10 Things video. Anyway, the 10 Things about buying fish. I don't know what they use in the bag that makes them kind of a yellow tint like. Yeah, let me touch on this for a second, because I said in here, I don't know what it is that they're using that's making the water a yellowy color. We used to use methylene blue. So when we were shipping fish, if you ordered fish from us, you would probably, the water was blue, and that was methylene blue just to help with shipment and stuff like that. There are some shippers that use malachite green, but this was kind of like a yellow color to it. And it's not a color from dirty water or anything like that. It's like something was added to the water to make it yellow like that. And I don't know what it is. I'm sure it makes total sense, whatever it is that they're using. Imperial Tropicals is a big company. They're not going to make the water yellow for no reason. So I'd like to find out what that is, so that I could just not only be more educated, but also educate you on what that is. People are saying medicines. Yeah, I'm sure it is some type of additive like methylene blue, like malachite green. Those are two different products that do different things, but I don't know what it is. It might, I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't really matter, right? Now, anybody with a brain knows I love these. Hello. Big giant OB peacock. We need an OB in here. We were lacking an OB, that is for sure.
Yay!
Hi, dude. He's looking at me like, yep, you're the guy that likes albinos and OBs, aren't you? You know, he's going to be a good replacement for that dragon blood that we have. Remind me, I have to talk about that dragon blood when we're done with this video, because it's interesting. Take
This
out of
is
here.
the one we've never had.
What is it? An OB Borlei. Hello. I didn't even know these existed. Wow. Hi. Oh my goodness. He's hiding behind the tag. Come on, dude. Can't see you. Look at you.
I can't wait to see him colored up. When I saw that on Imperial Tropicals website, I was like, oh, yes, I've got to get him.
That
even
is
if he's just for me.
All right, so it's been about 30 minutes. We are going. I don't think we need to watch the releasing of the fish, but I do want to show the footage. But let me just tell you this. I've been keeping African cichlids for a long time. I was breeding them. I was selling them. I kind of made my name on YouTube from African cichlids. I have never heard of an OB Borlei. So if my reaction seemed kind of like, well, that wasn't all that enthusiastic, John, it's because I was in awe. Like, this is a fish I've never seen before. And I love OBs. I love Borleis. You put the two of those together, that's like, I mean, how can you ask for any better? And let me tell you something. I'm not going to be able to show him to you up close other than what you're going to see here in the video. He is an absolutely stunning fish. If you're into African cichlids, if you like haps, if they're available on Imperial Tropicals, do it. I promise you folks, when we ordered these fish from them, they didn't even know it was us that was ordering them. It's not like I called up Mike Droughty and said, hey, Mike, it's John from KG Tropicals. You know, that guy on YouTube, send me some fish. No, Lisa used her own money, used her own credit card, didn't let them know, nothing. So we're not sponsored by them. They didn't give us free fish. I'm saying this because I'm genuinely a happy customer with what they gave us here. And this fish right here is a knockout. He's unbelievable. And you'll see right now.
The red emperor. Okay, yeah, I had him.
And there's the albino Taiwan reef.
That is the boilie eye.
That is.
Yeah, he is a looker.
He is unbelievable.
This one here is the OB. Two OBs. That's a good.
I think she got
adds
some
in
good
here for the ammonia.
I know this might be annoying to all of you, but I'm just kind of skipping over this because it's just really, we're not doing a video about acclimating fish. We're going to talk about it.
But a duplicate in the tank, the Red Empress, and that's completely fine because if you're going to have a duplicate, it makes sense to have it be one of the prettiest fish in the whole hobby.
Yeah, good fish keeper I am. I put the fish in upside down.
I am cool with that. Oh, he looks good too. I think we've made the decision we are going to go ahead and try out putting that dragon blood back in. We had a dragon blood peacock in here, which looks a lot like that fish. He turned into a real jerk. We're hoping that some time out will maybe calm him down. We've had him in a 10-gallon tank for a little bit. So we might put him back in there. I don't know. We'll have to see. What could be a problem, he could be a problem for that peacock because they do look so similar. So I don't know that that's going to happen, but that sulfur head, look how excited he is. He's like he's trying to figure it out. He doesn't realize that he can't do what he wants to do with that fish because they're both boys, but we won't judge him. I mean, you know, it's fine.
Okay, and that is the end of the video. I'm not cutting anything off here, but so yeah, the interesting thing about that, we have a dragon blood in this tank. He is right there. I'm putting my finger on him right now. Some companies call them firefish, but they're it's kind of a universal name of dragon blood. One of my favorite fish in the hobby. I absolutely love dragon bloods. That fish came from the Fish Hut of New Jersey. That was, again, if you go back like 2 years, Jay Wilson just out of nowhere said, hey, John, you got some fish coming to you. I'm like, what? And he sent me, he didn't send them to me. The Fish Hut of New Jersey sent me 4 fish. We did lose one of them like 2 weeks ago. So the 4 fish that we got from them we had them for 2 years. One of them we lost actually in the move. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But that dragon blood has kind of been a problem for a long time. If you've seen him in the background in our videos, he was always chasing fish around, and he was never really doing any damage to any fish, but he was definitely stressing them out. And he may have had something to do with the death of the Rostratus. The Rostratus had no markings on him whatsoever. He was fine 1 minute, and literally 5 minutes later, boom, he was like on his way out. And we're like, whoa. And we took him out. We put him in a 10-gallon tank to medicate him and all of that kind of stuff, try to revive him. And it just didn't work. And he ended up passing, and it was heartbreaking for me. The dragon blood stressing him out may have had something to do with that. Not real sure. And we'll never know. But the reason why I bring that up, that dragon blood was a problem for a long time. But since he wasn't doing any damage, there wasn't like ripped fins and missing scales and, scarred up mouths. He wasn't lip locking with anybody. It wasn't any major fighting going on. He was just constantly tormenting everybody else in the tank. We took him out, especially right after the situation with the Rostratus. It was like, okay, we're taking him out. We put him in a 10-gallon tank back here, one of these tanks. And when we had him in there, And it was like, okay, we're going to put him in a timeout. Now, if you are an African cichlid keeper and you've been frustrated because, you can't tolerate the aggression, it's part of the deal. But that's one of the kind of tried and true methods that we've found is giving them a timeout so that they can calm themselves down, figure it out, and then you can put them back in. And a lot of times that'll work. And in this particular case, it worked beautifully. I mean, it worked exactly like you would expect it to. If you see that dragon blood, he's right there. He doesn't chase anybody around anymore. He's not messing with anybody. He's just fallen in line. He's just one of the guys now. However, this guy over here all by himself, that's about a 10-inch livingstone eye hap. One of my favorite fish. If you are familiar with the livingstone eye, when they are relaxed, they're a white fish with big brown spots. But you see him, you can't tell in this camera, but it's that fish right there. He is 100% blue. He's as blue as that blue dolphin is right there. He's only about 3 inches smaller than him. But that is their breeding dress. If you've ever had a livingstone eye, it's fascinating because that fish completely changes when he wants to get it on. I don't know why he's in the mood so much in there with a bunch of dudes, but he is definitely in his full breeding dress. He's a blue fish. He's absolutely gorgeous. He is the one that has taken charge of that tank now. And so that's why the dragon blood has kind of fallen in line, because he's not the head of the pack anymore. The livingstone eye is, and he's big. He's right there. No, that's not him. He's over there still. The livingstone eye is the second largest fish in the tank. The dolphin right here is the biggest. He's the second largest fish, but he is the guy that is ruling the roost now. And so when we put the dragon blood back in there, I was a little bit worried because the new OB that Lisa picked out, she ordered an OB. She didn't actually pick the exact fish, but the new OB peacock that she picked out looks a lot like a dragon blood, but has some spots on it. And so I was like, sometimes if you put two fish in that look almost identical, they might start bickering with each other. So I was a little bit worried about them getting along. They've been completely fine. And it's basically because the livingstone eye is keeping everybody in check. It's like, hey, I ain't going to tolerate y'all messing around in here. We're going to be happy. Everything's going to be fine. But here's an interesting thing. And now you can see I'm chasing him around now. Again, no damage. He doesn't hurt anybody. He just chases them around. And you see, I mean, it just happened, but it's not going to happen all that much. If I turn the lights off, it's nonstop. All the fish would be up here in the corner, and he would be over there by himself. And if anybody tried to come down, he would shoo everybody back up to that corner. So I'd leave the lights on a lot because I'll be down here working on the computer or playing PlayStation, and I'll just hear, I'll hear like splashing and stuff. And it's because he's chasing the other fish around. This is what happens when you have an African cichlid tank. I don't know anybody that has an African cichlid tank that does not have chasing going on, particularly peacocks, haps, imbunas. It's just part of the deal. It's going to be in your tank. If you don't have it in your tank, you are lucky. But the good thing about it is he's not killing any of the other fish. There's that boilie eye. He's not killing any other fish. He's not damaging any other fish. So it's more of an annoyance than anything else, particularly when I'm down here trying to work and I don't want to hear splashing around because it stresses me out. I'm like, come on, man. I want to kill zombies on Days Gone. I don't want to mess around listening to you all bicker in the water in there. But anyway, it's very interesting how that happened. We took the dragon blood out, and he was out of the tank long enough. He was fine. It's not like we abused him. We didn't put him in the toilet or anything. We put him in another tank, and he was in there for probably, 3 or 4 days. But that was enough time for the livingstone eye to basically say, all right, y'all, this is my world now, and I'm the boss. Y'all fall in line, and everything's going to be okay. And they did. And then when I put that dragon blood back in, it was instantaneous. Never a problem again. Now, if something were to happen to that Livingstone eye, which let's hope it doesn't, but if something did happen, I don't know who would be next. If I was going to guess, it would be either that dragon blood again, or it would be this guy right here, because look how big he is. But I've never really known dolphins to be overly aggressive. I've never really known the Morii to be tank bosses. It's just my personal experience. I don't know. But so I don't know if he would take it. He should, because he's the biggest. But, you know, I don't know who would take charge if if something happened to the Livingstone eye. Maybe that Red Empress. This is the Red Empress that we've had for a while. And then down here, that's the new Red Empress. Now, again, typical African cichlid style. The big Red Empress, which is right there, that one there, he is, I'm sorry, Lisa just sent me a text that, anyway, nothing weird. He's about 8 inches. And there's the other one right behind him. The two Red Empresses are right next to each other, right there. Those two fish right there. Hopefully you're not watching this on a phone. You're like, I can't see your finger, John. But a lot of times, if you have two of the same fish, 2 German Reds, 2 yellows, 2 whatevers, the dominant one will be the one that's full color, really pretty, gorgeous. And the second one will be kind of like a subdominant male, and he won't be quite as bright and vibrant. And that's definitely the case here. The larger of the two is exactly what you wish a Red Empress would be. Bright red face, blue body, gorgeous. I mean, you can't really, where is he now? And I just, like an idiot, I just said red face, blue body. We all know it's blue face, red body. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's sitting here staring at me like, hey, dude, you talking to me? You talking about me right here? Anyway, so he is like full blown color. The new one is a little bit dimmed out, but he still looks really good. And then the albino Taiwan Reef is right here, and he just looks like a white blur in here right now. That is the most like peaceful, like, hey, y'all, I'm the one that wants to spread the love in this tank. I'm not trying to fight anybody. I just want to hang out and we can all love each other. And I don't mean that in a weird way. He doesn't chase any fish. He's the one that is chased. It's just a very sweet, docile fish. Doesn't bother anybody. And then the Borlei, who is up there, he's right there. That fish was interesting because when we put him in, he immediately, you know, it's very normal for fish to, when you put them in, especially African cichlids, they kind of go down to the bottom and they kind of hang out, and you can see them looking around like, oh no, what is this? And it takes them a little bit to settle in and figure things out, and they'll just kind of hang out around the bottom of the tank. He didn't do that. He immediately just jumped right into the mix and was swimming around with the pack, and it was really cool. And you don't see that all that often. He needed no adjustment time whatsoever. Within 5 minutes, he was just palling around with everybody else in the tank. It was pretty neat. So yeah, that covers the 4 fish that we got that day. They're all doing extremely well. Imperial Tropicals, I would absolutely, this is my genuine, non-biased, genuine feelings about this company. I would definitely recommend them to anybody. I didn't order them. I mean, so, I can't talk about that experience, but I know Lisa ordered them. They shipped like the next day and we got them the day after that. I mean, it was a very, very quick process, flawless, not one DOA, not even one. And she ordered in total, like 20 Harlequin rasboras, bunch of shrimp, bunch of snails, nothing dead. Everything was perfect. And like I said, the new Africans that we put in this tank, they all settled in really, really fast, and I just could not be happier. So there is Candy is wonderful, and she keeps posting the links to that site. That is not an affiliate link. That is not in any way connected to me. That is just them. I have no attachment to them other than being a customer. So just understand that. I'm not saying what I'm saying because I have some kind of financial, you know what I'm saying? This is just my genuine feelings about it. And I know Lisa's in the chat now. I know that she would agree, because her fish that she got were also very, very good. So all in all, it was an awesome experience. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to actually put out a large edited, big presentation about that. It's just not something that I was able to do. Our other videos and all of that, they're priority. This one, we took the footage of it and I kind of sat on it for a little bit, and then I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. So we decided to put it out for members only, and then we decided to share it with you today. So that was fun. I kind of like doing that. That's fun to put on a video and just go through the video with all of you. I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. So let's go through these here real quick, because I want to get to the next topic. Let me get a sip here. Lisa was going to drink tonight from her Aquarium Co-op cup that we just got the other day, her Aquarium Co-op mug, but she's not here, and she'd probably be mad if I used it. So David Samsel with the $2. Thanks for the live stream. I think I already read that, but you got it a second time. Thank you so much for that. Terrence Thorenson with the $5, and that's it. Just here's my money. Take my money and go buy some more McDonald's with it. Don't let Lisa know. Everybody keep that from her. Don't let her know that that's what I had for dinner today. She's trying to keep me straight. Eric Huntingford. What a cool name. That sounds like you should be like the bass player for a metal band. That's Eric Huntingford. That just sounds like, or maybe a guitar player, any stringed instrument for a metal band. That sounds like a metalhead's name. Thank you, Eric, for becoming a member. Welcome to the team. Matt Man B with the pair that is fist bumping. That's adorable. I haven't seen that one. Thank you for that, sir. I'm going to say it's Anya Jade. I don't think it's going to be Anja. I think it's Anya Jade Briggs with the Canadian $5. Hakuna Matata. She's probably referencing, yes, that's a she, probably referencing my thumbnail from the other day. And if that's the case, thank you, because that's where I was going with that. The birth of Simba with the Sea Chem shark. The shark is right there, so it kind of looked a little bit like this. There you go. I promise I have not been drinking alcohol. I don't drink at all. I'm not partying that Lisa's not here. I'm actually going to sleep in the house completely alone tonight, which is weird. Anyway, that just got really strange. Christopher Tollefson with the $5. Just realized I've sat on a milk dud. Anyway, did a water change and accidentally stunned my Corydoras. So they stun easy. I haven't known them to stun easy. I've always known Corys to be pretty hardy. They're not bulletproof, but I've known them to be pretty hardy. I'm not nervous when we do water changes in the tanks that we have our Corys in. So maybe there's something going on with your water. I don't know. Or maybe the temperature was a little too extreme, the shift. Who knows? But to say they stun easy, I don't know. I don't think they do. And sorry about the milk dud. It's good that happened at home, because if you were in public and people saw it, they would think weird things, and that would be kind of embarrassing. So I don't speak from experience, but I'm just saying common sense. Like, oh, look what he did in his pants. That would be embarrassing. Charlotte Jackson with the $15 for the shrimp. Thank you. They are eating us out of house and home, so that's going to help. We have started feeding in that tank because they ate up all the algae. Extreme came out with the shrimpy, which I didn't bring a can down here to show. They came out with the shrimpy food, and we've been feeding them that. They absolutely love it, and they've been doing good on it. So yeah, that helps with that for sure. Something else I wanted, and I can't believe I forgot to do this. We bought something the other day for people that order from us. It's the littlest thing. It's just so silly, but I'm so excited about it. And I was so thrilled with it. In fact, I wouldn't even be able to dig it up. We ordered a stamp to stamp onto our boxes when we ship orders to customers. And it's bubbles, and it says KG Tropicals above it and keepfishkeeping.com below it. It's adorable. And we put it on the side of every box that we ship out. And I don't know, if you ordered today or yesterday, your boxes will have those on it, because we actually just got the stamps last night. So the first batch went out today with those stamps on it, and it's just fun. It's fun. You get it. You're going to know it's from us because it has the little stamp on the side, and it's big. The stamp is like 6 inches. So it's actually quite adorable. So anybody that's expecting a package from us that got shipped today, your tracking information would tell you that. Be on the lookout for that, because it's adorable, and I just love bubbles. So all day I've been telling myself, make a box, put the stamp on it to show, not doing a sales pitch, just like, hey, look, this is what you're going to find if you order something from us. And I totally forgot. Shocker, right? Killing too many zombies on Days Gone. That's what it is. Eric Furlow again came in and said, John, you should try coastal cichlids. Okay, give coastal cichlids a try sometime. That's where I got that OB Lawanda I showed you a while back. Great guy and top-notch fish. Yeah, you know what? We buy Africans so rarely that when it does come time to get some, it's like, okay, where are we going to buy from next? I'll put them on the list. Maybe that'll be the place we go to next. Lefty says, got my package. The fish love the suction cup plants. Awesome. When I saw suction cup, I automatically assumed you had ordered the shark, which I don't think you did, and you were making some kind of comment about the suction cups on those sharks. But no, that's not what it is at all. They love the suction cup plants. That's awesome. What he's talking about in the Everything Beta section or page on the website, plants that you can, they attach to the glass with suction cup. They're adorable. And he ordered some of those. So, and then he came in again and said, my imbunas don't chase each other nor eat my plants. Bravo to you. That is good. Imbunas are hit or miss. And a lot of it depends on what imbunas you have. We've been talking about it for so long. I'm going to be doing that blacked out yellow lab tank. I've never seen a mean yellow lab, but almost every red zebra that I've seen has been mean. Almost every bumblebee that I've seen has been mean. So it depends a lot on what you have. And I've got $10 in my hand right now, which you can't see it, but it's there. I guarantee you, Lefty will be putting in another $2 super chat, and he will say what the imbunas are, because that's what he does. And we love him for that. But that's what happens. Oh boy. Kasan K Aloha Tanks. It's either Kasan or it's not Kasan, because the EN wouldn't be that. So Kasan K Aloha Tanks became a member. And if I'm saying that wrong, you're a member now. So go to the community page and just tell me, John, you're an idiot. My name is pronounced this way, and I'll get it right. Rico Stan with the $5 first live stream with you guys. Be gentle. You know, I think that in the very beginning of the stream, I think there was a little bit of shenanigans going on. Candy just nipped that right in the bud. I think she was the only mod in here at the time. But now we've got Jamie, we've got Lisa in there, keeping people in order. Hopefully, Rico, nobody is giving you a hard time. Kevin Glazener, I think I got that right, became a member. Welcome to the team, my friend. Whips World, hola amigo, with the $5. Welcome, Zach Wild, to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's not really Zach Wild. He just looked like him in his avatar. Elizabeth Hughes with the $7 Canadian. I got given a male and female beta that get along in a tank. What should I do? He is building a nest. Expect them to breed. But what you should do is separate them. I mean, I know you don't want to hear that. And I know you look at that and say, but they're okay. The male and the female, they're getting along. And they're going to end up breeding and we're going to celebrate and everything. Okay, that's fine. You may be the beta keeper that has a pair that get along forever. And if so, that's awesome. But those are very rare. So really what I would say you should do is separate them. Even breeders keep the males and females separated. So, but you never know. I mean, I've heard crazier stories, but it makes me a little bit nervous. Carl Gable with the $5. Hey, John, just did a water change in my 120 gallon tank. That's neat how you wrote that out. And my KH and my GAR high GH are high. Oh boy. This is trouble. Don't get scared, Carl. I'm not saying you're trouble. It's just I'm struggling to read it here. KH and GH are high. Would a water conditioner help that? I think that's what you're trying to get at. I don't believe so. I have not been the guy that messes around with GH and KH usually that's for like specific breeding circumstances and stuff like that. I'm not the guy that's actually messed around with that kind of stuff. So I don't know the water conditioners that will affect that. So I'm not the guy to ask that, but I'm going to say pretty confidently, no, it's not going to affect it. If you're wanting to lower it, there's a lot of other ways of doing that. Water conditioners would have nothing to do with it. So the answer to your question is I'm going to confidently say no. A water conditioner will not do anything with that. And then I think the next one in, yes, was Fish Room Fever with the poop again. And I know why he's doing that, because he's streaming tonight after me. He messaged me last week and he's like, hey, idiot, don't you know that if Rack's not streaming, I'm going to be streaming in his spot? Why do you have to be such a moron? He said all these things to me. It hurt my feelings. He said none of that. I'm just being funny. But yeah, he will be coming up live after us. At least I think that's what he's doing. That last I heard, that was the plan. Now, the other part of the title of this stream was vacations. And let me get to it here. I like to do this. It's become kind of a staple thing that we do every single week on the live streams. And there's Lefty's chat. I told you he was going to do it. I'm home alone. It's dark in the house. Why are the dogs barking? Can somebody help me with that? I don't know why they're barking like that. Everybody's safe. There's nobody knocking on the door. Anyway. Every single week on Wednesdays, Lisa puts out a poll in our community page. It's for everybody. It's not a members only thing. If you are a subscriber, you should see it pop up in your subscription feed. If you're not a subscriber, for whatever reason, you don't want to be a subscriber, why? But if you don't want to be a subscriber, that's fine. If you go to our channel page and then go to the community page, it's still accessible to you. You don't have to be a subscriber. You don't have to be a member. She does these every single Wednesday, and she's been killing it with these things. Every single week she's putting them out, and I don't know where she's getting the ideas for them. I sing her praises all day long, every day, because the topics that she's doing is brilliant. This week, the poll was, sometimes it can be a challenge caring for fish when summer vacations and holidays come around. We have to plan around their needs and what's best when it comes to their care. What's your plan when you have to go on vacation or need to leave for an extended amount of time? The options for this poll were friend or family help out. I have an automatic feeder. They don't eat while I'm gone. Feeder block, which would be one of those things that, they just peck on all the time. And then other. She always puts an other on there, which I think is smart. This time, usually, see, she's getting to me now. Usually when she puts out these polls, I can look at them and I can say, okay, I pretty much know how it's going to go. At least I think I do. This one, threw me for a loop. I did not expect it to be as overwhelming as it was. 7,900 votes. Last week, I think, was like 11,000, but this week was 7,900 votes. Okay, we'll go backwards. The last place in the poll was the other category, which is 4%. I don't know what that is. I don't know what other is, what kind of arrangements they have in place. But other is 4% of the votes. The next runner-up, or the next one, not runner-up, is feeder blocks. These would be like slow-release feeders. Some of them stick to the side of the tank. Some of them go on the substrate. They look like a little pyramid, and fish can peck on them whenever they want. They used to be very, very popular back in the day. Now, I'm not looking for them, so maybe that's why I don't see them, but I just don't see them all that often. But 10% of the audience, or 10% of the 8,000 people that voted said that they use feeder blocks. And then we go to I have an automatic feeder, 13% of the vote. This one surprised me. I thought that would be a little bit higher, but you know, it is what it is. And then we get to the runner-up to the number one vote getter. Isn't that how they do it in the Miss America? They don't eat while I'm gone. 17% of the vote went to they don't eat when I'm gone. Again, that doesn't surprise me at all. But what does surprise me is the number one vote getter with 56% of the vote. I'd have to look back. I don't think these ever go away. We got a 52%. We got a 46%. So I guess it's not as much of a landslide as I thought it was. I'm looking through past results. There's a 40%, a 32%, 60%. Okay, so it's not the biggest vote getter of all of the polls that she's ever done, but 56% said they have a friend or family help them out. It does surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that that's the number one vote getter. It surprises me by how much, 56%. And the reason why I say that is because I have heard so many nightmare stories, and I personally have experienced my own nightmares from doing that. That can be something that works beautifully, or it could be something that ends in disaster, like mine did. So let's talk about that for a second. It doesn't matter where I was going. My ex-wife and I went on a trip, and we actually had a guy renting a room from us. Good dude. And he's still a friend of mine to this day. I'm not mad at him. He was the one that was helping us out. He lived there. Made sense, right? I don't know what his problem was. He loved watching me feed the fish. I had arowanas. I had one arowana. I had an arowana in one tank, an Oscar in the other tank. Anyway, the arowana tank, for whatever reason, was the only one that this happened with. It was almost like he put a half a bag of food in there. At the time, I was feeding the arowana the Hikari's carna sticks, and it was like the whole tank was covered. The whole top of the tank, they were all floating up there. And they got all plump and fat, and the arowana was straight up and down in the tank, dead as a doornail. So yeah, he completely killed that fish. He avoided me for a few days because he knows how much I love arowanas. But you know, that's my personal nightmare story that I had with leaving a friend in charge. But here's the thing. That's actually my fault. Because this is really a no-brainer here, folks, which is why I kind of saved it for the end of the stream, because it doesn't really need to be something that we need to spend a lot of time on. If you are someone that's going to have a friend or a family member, or there were people that commented on that post that they have their cleaning service do it. I never knew that was an option. Anyway, it doesn't matter who's feeding the fish. To me, even if it is an experienced fish keeper, I've got some friends that live near me, and they live in King George here. that I know for a fact I could call them up and be like, hey, dude, I'm going to be gone for a week. Can you come on like day 4 and feed my fish for me? They would do it in a heartbeat, and I would do it for them too. But even with them, I would do it this way. Folks, if you're going to leave it in somebody else's hands, pre-package the food for them. Make it a no-brainer. A great example would be like if I was to ask my 75-year-old mother, which I wouldn't unless she lived next door. I'm not going to have my mom drive 45 minutes to King George to feed my fish. It's just not going to happen. But if we were going to be gone for a week, we would have to have somebody taking care of our dogs for us and the cats. And what I would do is I would go for every single tank. I would take a Ziploc bag and I would put the food in the amount of food to be fed in those Ziploc bags. I would write the date for it to be fed on there and I would tape it to each individual tank. Problem solved. That's it. Now, I don't disagree with having automatic feeders. I don't disagree with the feeder blocks. There are people that are against those. I'm not one of those people. And have I used them? No. Have I used automatic feeders? Yes. But have I used the feeder blocks? No, I haven't done that. But I'm not opposed to using them, is what I'm saying. But if you're going to do it, in my opinion, what would be the most foolproof way would be to have somebody come. You don't need to have them come every single day. Your fish are not going to starve, I promise. Now, if you're Dean, Corey's friend Dean, I forget his last name. Dean has thousands of fish in his... Okay, I don't know if this is going to come back on and everybody's going to be here or what, but we'll see. We'll see if everybody pops into the chat. I don't know what happened there. It just cut off. Are we back on? Is everybody back here? I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I just got I got a message and it said, your stream has stopped. That's the first time that's ever happened. Everybody's saying back now. Okay, thank you. Why is people saying Tracy and Josh? I don't know who they are. So I don't know what that is. So anyway, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. I guess we just had some kind of a spark that shut the internet down for a second. Everybody knows I'm going to have technical issues. It's just part of the deal. So anyway, where I was at was if you have an adult tank of fish, see, I'm all discombobulated now. A tank full of adult fish like this, they can go 3 days without eating. And they're not going to starve to death. I promise. They're going to be fine. So what I would do in that particular case was, Lisa's reminding me that she sent a super chat. I saw that. They're going to be fine. If you're going to be gone 7 days, have your friend show up on like day 4. Feed them heavy before you leave. Have your friend show up day 4. Feed them a good amount that you determine. You don't say, here's the can of food, just feed them out of that. No. You take a Ziploc bag and you put it in there. Or I've seen a couple of people say the pill boxes that have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's great. That's awesome. Particularly if you have small tanks. It's not really going to work for this tank because they need a lot of food. But a Ziploc bag, I would put it all in there, zip it up nice and tight so that it's sealed off, and I would tape it to that tank. This is what you feed. It's a no-brainer. My friend walks in, undoes the bag, dumps it in. His job is done. So there you go. That's that. That is the way you handle it. I got to get to Lisa. She's killing me here because, I don't know what's happening here with it, but I did get a super chat from Lisa. I don't even know if I'm live right now, but I'm going to find it. Let me get back to it here. Hugs and prayers to Rob DeFries and Susan from SLC Aquatics. RIP Tracy and Josh. Yes, that is what Lisa sent to me earlier that got me thrown off. And I was not aware of that before the stream. Of course, I was aware of Tracy, but not Josh from, I think you said that that's Susan's son. Is that what you said? Yeah. Wow. That's a rough one. I don't even know how to react to that. Yeah, I'm never, ever at a loss for words, but I can't imagine that. I honestly can't. And so I don't know what more I can say about it. Of course, I told the story of Tracy, and that's hard enough. But now we find out that Susan lost her son, one of the sweetest women in the world I've ever met. I've never met her in person, but just communicating with her online, an amazing human being. And I cannot imagine what she's going through right now. So yeah, that's rough. It's been a rough day for the fish keeping community. But you know what? I think that the best thing about this community is the fact that it is a community. And when things happen, people react and they jump to help. And it's an amazing thing. I'm sorry, his name completely escapes me, but the gentleman from Sand Creek Aquatics who passed recently, you saw the way the community reacted to that. It's an amazing thing. And now I hope the same happens. And I know it will. I'm not going to say I hope that it happens. I know it will, for Susan and for Rob, two great people. And nobody deserves this kind of thing to happen. But when it happens to somebody that you care about, that makes it worse. And I don't know what more to say about it. It's really putting me in a tight spot here. Anyways, let's move on because I'm going to lose it if I don't. Kaler's Aquatics with the Bravo Kitty. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Thank you for helping me get out of that funk there. Whips World with the $5. Does that 4-day scenario even go for big South/Central American cichlids and or a 20-inch arrow? Yeah. Now, listen, I'm not trying to say that you should feed your tanks, and I know you're not saying this either, Whips World, but I'm saying I'm not preaching only fish your feed every 4 days. I'm not saying just feed your fish every 4 days and you're going to be fine. No, I'm saying in that circumstance where you're going on a vacation or some emergency happens and you need to leave town for a week or whatever, it's not going to completely kill off your tank to let them go a few days. Is it ideal? Of course not. No. I mean, we want to feed them every single day. Sometimes some people feed them 3-4 times a day. Lisa feeds her Discus 3 times a day. It all depends on what your schedule is to feed your fish. We want to feed them at least every day. But what I'm saying is if you need to go 3-4 days because you're going to be out of town and you don't feel right asking somebody, can you come over every day to feed my fish? That would be a struggle. However, if you're somebody like me or a couple like Lisa and I, we have a zoo here, a bunch of cats, a bunch of dogs, a bunch of fish. If we were going to be gone a week, we would have somebody coming here every day, actually multiple times per day, let the dogs out, do all of those kind of things. If that were the case, I would do exactly what I said with the Ziploc bags or the pill box. I would do Ziploc bags because we have 21 tanks. So I would do Ziploc bags and I would tape them to the tanks, one for each day. And they would not be like in a stack. I would tape them individually on each tank. Like this tank would have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And so each day you just walk in, take that bag, just tear it open, pour the food in there. The fish are happy. Everything's good. The only fish in our fish room that I would worry about would be Bubbles, because I watched Lisa fight him almost every night, because she stands there and basically has to almost like hand feed him because he's blind. He has no idea that the food's in there. She can't just walk up and drop food in the tank like she can do for every other tank here. She has to take her time and make sure that he gets the food. And sometimes it takes 5-10 minutes. And I know there's not a kid that we got a bunch of them, that would have that kind of patience. So that would be the only fish that I would worry about. But all of the others, if we were having somebody come here every day to take care of our other animals, I would go ahead and have them feed them every day. But if you only have fish tanks, you don't have dogs, cats, or anything like that, where people are going to be coming to your house every day to take care of them, you just have your fish tanks. Have your friend come every few days. It doesn't need to be every day. Maybe you're really close to your neighbors and you can convince them to come over every day. That's great. But I personally, if I'm going to be gone a week, I wouldn't even want that, to be honest, because what if something does happen? You can't react. You're not there. And you're not going to have your neighbor, hey, can you do a 50% water change for me? Or your son, So to kind of limit the possibility of things to happen, might be a better idea to just let them go a few days without eating, than lessen the chance of there being some kind of a spike or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on your schedule, what you do, how often you feed your fish. But if they go 3-4 days, they're not going to die. They're not going to starve. Even your big South and Central American cichlids, they're going to be fine. Trust me. Now, don't anybody say, John, I watched your live stream and I was gone for a week and I just didn't even worry about feeding my fish for the entire week and I came back and they were all starved to death. I'm not telling you to wait 7 days. I'm saying if your friend comes once or twice in those 7 days, your fish are going to be fine. I've done it. I've done it many times and it always works. Okay, let's get through these. We got 6 minutes left until James is going to have his feathery thing on that he does, whatever that thing is. Let's see, where did we end here? Streetwise Nathan. He just wanted to hear the name Nathan. Paid $5 to hear Nathan. Thank you. Not sure who Nathan is, but there you go. Kaler's Aquatics with the $25. Funk no more. What? We're not, you're not talking about like Aquafunk. Aquafunk hasn't stopped YouTube, has he? What are we talking about there, Bob? Funk no more. I know the band Faith No More. I saw them in concert with Guns N' Roses and Metallica at RFK Stadium in 1992. It was the longest, hottest day of my life, but also something I will never forget. Whips World came in. No, I hear you. I mean, for a 2-week vacation. See, you didn't say that. Zach Wild, you just said 4 days. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're going to be gone 2 weeks, first of all, good for you to be able to be gone for 2 weeks. You're going to want to have your friend or your mom or your whoever come by a couple of times. Now, I'll give you another scenario here. We got 5 minutes left. My sister lives on the same street as me. Well, not really, but I live on the corner. Anyway, I could walk out my front door and I could yell. And if my sister was in her yard, she'd be able to hear me. She lives like 100 yards away. And my nephew and my niece live there. And we go over, when she goes out of town, one of the kids will go over and feed her dogs, because she's got a few dogs. Sand Creek Aquatics name was Nathan. Thank you. See, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Let's see, that's what she does if she's sitting here. We've gone over there, fed her dogs. The kids have gone over there, fed her dogs. They would come over here and do the same for us. And I could have them come every single day. What I would probably do, just being brutally honest, I would probably have them feed the fish every other day. And I'd be fine with that. If we were going to be gone 2 weeks, I'd probably have them feed them every other day. About half of what I would normally feed. So they're not getting fed as much as they normally would, but it's because there's going to be 2 weeks, and I don't want the water to get all fouled up while I'm gone. I'm actually really sad right now. There's been so many things that have happened in this stream, and another bad thing. This is trivial compared to the other things that we talked about tonight, but the Washington Capitals seasons is about to end right now, and that makes me very sad because it seems like we just got hockey back. Renee LaPierre, great job. Which auto feeder do you prefer? I do not have one that I prefer because I do not have any. And it's been a very long time. I think the last time I used an auto feeder was an Eheim, I think. And that was like 20 years ago. So I really don't have an opinion on any of them because I haven't used them. I've heard good things about Corey's, the Aquarium Co-op one. I've heard good things about a lot of them, but I don't have any personal opinions about them because I don't use them. Because I do have people that can come here, but we haven't had to do that because we never go anywhere. We just don't. Last time we went on a vacation, I don't think I had any tanks at the time. I don't remember, but I don't think I had any aquariums last time we went on a vacation. Matt Man B with the $5. Do you water change all tanks at once on one day, or do you space out water changes on multiple days? For us, with as many tanks as we have, there is really no pattern for it. It's not the same time, same week. I do this tank and my goldfish tank every Saturday. The one upstairs in the garage, I'll do every couple of weeks, or sometimes I have CJ do it if you saw the video on that. But we don't have any like exact schedule that we do them on. Lefty, you missed my other one before Lisa's. Oh, geez. And I just missed Elizabeth's too. I'm sorry, James. I'm going to go over by a couple of seconds here. Let me get to you here because I don't want to leave anybody out. Lefty sent in like his 9th super chat of the day. He even sent me a super chat to tell me I forgot about a super chat. Okay, wait a minute. Where is it? Mangano, Electric Yellow, and Rusty's from Live Fish Direct. I so wasn't looking them up when you said I was gonna. Yeah, I'm sure you weren't. Yes, thank you, Lefty, for what have you given, like $20 tonight? That's absolutely crazy. Elizabeth Teresa with the $10. I have a 20-gallon tall I'm setting up. Currently house 4 Corridoras and 8 Harlequin Rasboras. Will add a betta. Would you recommend additional 1 or 2 Corys or 2 to 4 Harlequins, or would that be overstocking? 8 Corys, or excuse me, 8 Harlequins, 4 Corys, and you're going to put another betta. I would leave that alone. That's a lot for a 20-gallon tank. Harlequins are going to get a pretty good size to them. Corys are going to stay small, but the Harlequins are going to get some size to them. I would leave that alone. Wait until you get a 55 or something like that, and then you can add all those other fish. Lefty, again, yeah, this was the one where he super chatted me to let me know I forgot about another super chat. Jamie McDonald with the $5. Lisa, please don't leave this guy alone anymore. Aren't I a mess? I mean, I'm trying. But it's been a rough stream because the internet's cutting out. We've had people pass away in the community. I mean, it's been a struggle. Mob for US01, $5. I have convict fry. How do I feed them and when should I separate them from the mom and dad? Convict fry are something that you should probably get used to because you're going to have them a lot, because convicts, I know it's cliche, but they literally breed like rabbits. So you're going to be feeding these fry a lot. You can leave them with the mom and dad. In fact, I think you probably, if they go to start breeding again, they might get aggressive towards their own fry. If you really want to keep the fry, then you could go ahead and separate them. What I would say is take them out when the parents start showing breeding behavior again. They're clearing out a spot. They're, clearing out a rock or something like that, that she's going to lay her eggs on. When you see that starting to happen, they're going to get aggressive towards those fry. take them out. But if you're just going to let nature take its course, leave them in there. The parents might take a couple of them out, but you're going to need some population control anyway, because convicts, I'm telling you, you're going to get overrun very fast. They breed more than guppies do. And how long is it going to be before you start seeing that breeding behavior again? Not long. It's quick. It's like every few weeks. So yeah, be warned. Kevin Glaziner with the $5. Thank you for inspiring me to pick up this hobby. I love this community. I'm now a lifelong fish keeper. What a way to end the stream. At least I think that's the last one. And that's a great way to go out. Nope, it's not the last one. But that sure was nice of you. Welcome, Kevin. If I had anything to do with you picking up this hobby, that is an absolute honor for me. And then D Max with the Canadian $20.99. He's like, you know what? That's it. Stream over. Here's some money. Go out on top. Thank you so much. DeMax. I just want to say it, DeMax. So yeah, thank you to everybody for hanging out and tolerating me. I have a really bad toothache tonight, so it's been hard to talk, hard subjects to talk about. When you talk about losing members of the community, that is such a hard thing. And I'm definitely thinking about both Susan and Rob tonight and their families. Unbelievable what they're going through right now. I feel for them for sure. But you know what? Let's do what we do. Let's come together as a community. Let's be there for them. Let's not beat each other up. Let's not be negative. Let's just be positive with each other. Let's be happy and help them to use this community to cope with what they're going through right now. That's how we can be there for them. So yes, thank everybody that has been here tonight moderating. Candy, you put in some work tonight, girl. Bob was helping out. Jamie, Lisa, of course, Lisa. She, thank you all for moderating tonight. I got to get off of here because James is going to yell at me, and he will too. So thank you all for hanging out, coming back after the stream dropped out. Let's go over to Fish from Fever. And there's no hashtag tonight. I'm sorry. Let's go over there. It's too much to come up with a hashtag. So let's all just go over there and hang out with them. And let's just keep being there for each other. All right. Thank you all so much. Lisa, come back, please. We'll see you all next week.